Let's fail together at life. Howdy, y'all. My name's Applejack, and I guess you all aren't too used to having a pony tell you this story. Well, I reckon it's about time some pony did. So, y'all like apples, don't ya? Well, that's good. You see, I was born and raised on apples. Apples are my life. Heck, my apples are more than my life. They are, well, gosh darn it, I can't explain it. You ever imagine being torn apart piece by piece? Agonizing pain rushing through you? Well, that's how I feel about my apples. I love my apples, which is why I do anything to make sure they stay big and strong. You see, life is a lot like apples. All it takes is a couple of bad apples to ruin the whole batch, and I just can't let that happen. Now let me get on with my story. I began one fine afternoon. I was picking apples and trying my best to keep the farm in top condition when I noticed one pony trespassing. Now, I'm a friendly sort, so I decided to go over and see what the new pony wanted. Only sure this pony wasn't like most of the others, pretty new to town and had a right mouth on her. Still, I tried my best to move the little pony without making a fuss. After a while, they went to move on and seemed to be nice enough pony despite the rough start. Then it happened. That pony went ahead and took one of my apples, took a big bite of it right in front of me, and smelled real nice. The kind of smell was when they do something wrong and think you can't do nothing about it and catch it later. That's when I realized I was doomed with a bad apple. I played it nice though, managed to wave them off with a smile, though I had to grit my teeth somewhat as I watched them toss the barely touched apple on the ground as they left. That night I waited until the others were asleep and headed out. It didn't take me long to track the other pony from before. Turned out they were just staying in a house not too far from the farm. I looked in and found out the pony was asleep, so I climbed in the window. I admit it wasn't my smartest move. The noise soon woke them up, and they started getting really mad at me. Like I said, that pony sure had a mouth on them. This, however, that mouth was shut rather quick as I pulled out an apple and shoved it in that pony's muzzle. They coughed and spluttered as they fell over, but I didn't let them get up. I lifted them and pinned them to the floor as I got another apple and stuffed it in their muzzles as they squirmed, choking, as I crammed the apple fruit down their throat. "You like apples, don't you?" I said, watching as the pony's eyes watered, body flayed before finally going still. That critter sure put up a fight. I was just lucky that the house was pretty far from the other houses in Ponyville. I would just I would have just felt awful if I had woken some pony with that noise. After waiting a few minutes, making sure the pony didn't suddenly leap back up, I got off and carried them with me to the farm. A bad apple had to be disposed to stop it from spreading to the others, and it still could serve a purpose. I dug a hole under one of my favorite apple trees and buried the pony, making sure to press the earth down deep so it wasn't disturbed. I got it pretty good by then. I reckon almost every tree in the farm had a bad apple buried next to it by now. So far, no pony had noticed. I gave a look at the tree before I retreated, gave myself a little smile as I took a nearby apple out myself. Only one use for a bad apple, and that's to help other apples grow. You like apples, don't you?